What's up, everyone? It's Q from Retro Q Gaming, and this gorgeous looking game you're seeing right here is Stardew Valley on the PC. Now, yes, I know it's consoles as well, but I'm playing it on PC. But the big thing is, okay, this originally released on Steam as an indie title. Now, real quick, we'll get into the whole thing about it. So first off, if you're not familiar with Stardew Valley, you can pretty much piece it together from what you're seeing here. But the big thing is it's essentially the game Harvest Moon fans have been asking for the last 6 or 7 years. The Harvest Moon series has kind of started to wind down. It's the last couple of games haven't been as good. So one guy by himself, going by the name Concerned Ape, he took it upon himself to make this entire game, everything about it, from scratch by himself because he was not happy with how Harvest Moon was being portrayed. And he did an excellent job of it. Now, admittedly, this is my first time playing Stardew Valley that you're seeing here. I'm literally only turning it on for the moment just to get this footage. But I have been familiar with it. Just before the game came out, like maybe 2 or 3 months before it came out, guy I used to work with in GameStop at the time, he overheard me mention to a customer how Harvest Moon was such a great series. I was like, whoa, Q, you got to check out this game. Showed me the trailer, and I was instantly in love with it. I bought it. It was a bad time for game releases and stuff, and life in general. So I never really got around to playing it. But I'm still absolutely looking forward to actually sinking a huge amount of time into it. It's been long overdue, and it's no pun intended, but it's gonna be happening very soon. Anyway, the main reason I want to talk about this is, sure, the game came out last year on PC digitally on Steam, and then a while later it came out digitally on consoles. Now, the fact is, Stardew Valley is finally getting a retail physical release in the form of a collector's edition on Xbox One and PS4. Now, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not gonna say, oh, I'm bummed out there's no physical PC one. I don't really care about that. This is more so for the collectors and for people who only buy physical games, and just people who want like gifts to give to kids or gifts to give to people, whatever it is. So real quick, the collector's edition is coming out on Xbox One and PS4 on the 13th of April. Now, those are European release dates. It'll be out 2 days prior on, yeah, it'll be on April 11th on the other side of the pond. If you live in the US or Canada, you're going to get it on the 11th of April. Now, as far as the collector's editions, swag or whatever you want to call it, that goes with it, it comes with a Pelican Town map. It comes with a mini guidebook and a download code for the official soundtrack. It's currently listed to retail for about $30. Now, so I'm assuming it's going to be 35 euro. Now, the main reason I'm making this video, okay, is not to just make this announcement or tell people about it. By the way, you should definitely go check it out. It seems to be a great game, and I can't wait to actually put some time into it. But the big reason I wanted to talk about this is the fact that it really goes to show how indie games can really become runaway successes and just completely take off. What I mean by that is when you look at the amount of indie games that comes out, not just on Steam in early access, or that get put onto Greenlight, or that get put onto Xbox Live game preview program, or whatever Sony's version of it is, if they even have it. I think they announced it, but I think there's only like one game on it actually. I think it's fairly recent as well. Anyway, all these games aside, indie games, early access games, whatever, they can become renowned overnight runaway successes. Fair enough, they're not going to be the caliber of Minecraft runaway success, but you have tons of games out there, indie games made by teams of only half a dozen people, or even in this case one person, and this game goes on to have tons of sales, become massively critically acclaimed, as well as become so popular and so demanded it warrants a physical release. And I cannot imagine how that would feel for him. When this game finally releases, to actually know all your hard work because don't forget, he did all this game by himself, every piece of it by himself. To hold in his hand a physical edition of a game that he made by himself, and to know that all of that came about simply because of the love, creativity, and passion he put into that project. And it really showed, and the amount of people that, well received it, that love it, and they share in the joy with him. To know that all of that has come about in physical format is unbelievable. And it really goes to show that really high profile, well, we call this high profile indie, but, really high profile, well received, well respected, critically acclaimed, whatever it is you want to call it, highly popular. These games, they are an actual legitimate way for indie developers to succeed. Most people will say, we'll make a couple of indie games, we'll just basically make a little bit of money off it and use it as a portfolio thing while we go get a job with a bigger company or a bigger corporation. Sure, some people do that. Some people want to do that. Some people don't want to do that. Some are forced to do it because of necessity and money and whatever. But the fact is that this guy literally built this from scratch, from the ground up, through all his own hard work, and is being he's being a success, and he's basically being rewarded, not just monetarily, but in a physical form that people have asked and people have wanted. And all of that just shows that if something is done correctly, with the proper planning, the care, the love, the attention, the passion, the drive, the motivation, the skills, all of that, it really just goes to show it can be done, and it pays off. And you can be successful, not just using it as a stepping stone to get a proper career. Who knows, maybe he'll do that down the line, whatever. No ill will against him if he doesn't. But the fact is, he probably doesn't need to now. And most people say indie games are what do you call it, like a labor of love. And in this case, he can really, he doesn't have to just go online and look at Steam, or look at, the PlayStation store, or look at the Xbox store. I think it's coming out on the Switch. He doesn't have to look at the Switch, the Nintendo store. He doesn't have to look at all the other stuff as well, forums and all that thing. At the end of the day, he can go over to his bookcase, or, whatever it is. He can pick up a physical manifestation of his success. And it doesn't even have to be money. It can just be the fact, I know I've said it a few times now, but the fact that he has created something that was in such high demand and high acclaim that it warranted a physical version. And that's fantastic. So it really goes to show, I'm gonna wrap it up here because I'm just gonna start repeating myself. It really goes to show that it can pay off. And in his case, it has paid off. And I congratulate him. I salute him. I don't know what else to say in that type of vein. Anyway, let's leave it there. Are you going to be picking up a physical collector's edition of Stardew Valley? Are you going to, have you been playing it already? Have you been holding off? Are you going to buy one anyway, just to actually have and support? What's the deal with it? What do you think of it? Do you think it's better than Harvest Moon? Do you think it's on equal, on par? Do you think it's the Harvest Moon we've been looking for the last 5 or 6 games? Whatever it is, let me know all that in the comment section below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You can follow me on Twitter, details in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the rest of the videos in my channel.